Welcome to Indiana News Desk. I'm Joe Wren. Some attorneys are asking the state Supreme Court to overhaul Indiana's public defender system. Barbara Brosier was in Indianapolis this week when the attorneys filed their petition for rulemaking. She joins us now with more.
Well, Joe, the Constitution guarantees everyone the right to a defense. The two attorneys filing this petition want the Supreme Court to step in and investigate whether Indiana is meeting that obligation.
The petition comes after a nonprofit group called the Sixth Amendment Center released a study earlier this year claiming Indiana's public defender system is failing. The study found public defenders in many of Indiana's 92 counties take on too many cases, resulting in ineffective counsel. The Sixth Amendment Center says that violates defendants' constitutional rights. Executive Director David Carroll says Indiana spends less per capita on public defense than other smaller states, such as Louisiana, which is drawing national attention for problems with its system.
The best guesses are that you're spending less than $60 million a year. So you're going to have to spend a significant amount of money to get to Louisiana's level of the crisis.
The two attorneys who signed the petition want to see a statewide public defender system established. There are currently 37 counties that don't participate in a state reimbursement program for some public defense cases, which means they don't have to comply with Indiana standards.
What we hope will happen is that the court will look at this seriously and take steps to examine it in a comprehensive way.
Sutherland and another attorney also filed a class action lawsuit last year claiming Johnson County failed to provide adequate public defense in several cases. A similar lawsuit challenging Allen County's system is pending in federal court. For Indiana News Desk, I'm Barbara Brosier.
So Barbara, can you explain a little bit more about how Indiana's current public defender system works?
So every state has the task of meeting this constitutional obligation to provide public defense, but each state can decide how it's going to meet that obligation. In Indiana, it's kind of unusual because every county and city can decide how they're going to provide public defense to those who qualify. Now, there are some counties in Indiana that participate in a reimbursement program, and if they participate in that, they do have to meet some standards that the state sets forth. But the thing is, there are only two people in the entire state who enforce those standards. So even counties who participate may not be meeting standards for caseloads and training for attorneys.
So what are some of the changes that the state could maybe consider adopting?
There are a lot of ways that the system could change. The attorneys that filed this petition said funding is the #1 thing that's needed. We heard that Indiana spends a very small amount per capita on public defense, and there's about 90% of people who have faced felony cases in Indiana actually rely on a public defender. So they take on a lot of cases.
So is this something the Supreme Court could ultimately decide on, or is this something that we have to go through the legislature?
Well, they're the ones who this petition was filed for, and so they're going to hopefully examine the system. But when we're talking about anything with money, the legislature would have to take this issue up to authorize any spending.
All right. Thank you very much, Barbara.